The seating capacity is 65,000 at Ford Field, and we are right around that number today. A good crowd on hand and seemingly ready to go in the Motor City. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Minnesota Vikings and the Detroit Lions.
Is set to kick off.
Two teams here fresh off Week 1 victories. Who can keep it going as we're underway on EA Sports? And look at this. Right away, a loose football. And this is scooped up by the Lions.
As that ball got away from him and he saw the opposing team recover it.
You felt his pain?
Oh, I felt his pain, and you know what was going through his head. Tuck it away. Take care of the ball. All the things he hears all week in practice, he didn't carry it over into the game.
On first down at Stanford. They'll find Swift down the backfield. And they'll get this down to the 10. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives them a first and goal.
First down and goal to go.
Here's Swift. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up second and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
They will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. A 9-yard touchdown run. And the Lions are going to take a first-quarter lead. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in Week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. Then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. And they'll begin by running the option. He'll have a first down past the 40. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. This drive starting off on the right foot. 18 yards. And this, I mean, it's certainly something to watch out for. He is not afraid to call his own number on plays like that. And here he takes it for good yardage.
And we know this defense prepared all week for this, but sometimes when you see it in person, it's a whole different ball game. And all that preparation, it goes right out the window.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. The wise move there, looked like nobody open, now second down.
So much for the best laid plans and best designed plays. That was good coverage along the sidelines. No place for that one to get in there. It sails incomplete.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Huntley. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
Now Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Off-play action. Huntley. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked by Tracy Walker. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. What a start defensively. Your offense goes out, gets the touchdown, and then you get the interception. Just perfect.
How about the discipline that they showed on defense? Because after the offense scored to go up 7-zip, you would think they might be a little extra aggressive trying to get back at them. Instead, they read their keys well. When they took the shot downfield, they were more than prepared for that one.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Now they'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. Means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
And inches at the 46-yard line.
So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. From the gun, here's Stafford. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down.
They'll try and run here with Swift. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
On first down, Stafford here. They'll try and set up the screen to Swift. 7 yards there on the first down screen play. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
On the right side, this is Austin with a catch. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. This Minnesota D up to the task on the 3rd down pass play.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short, no good, and this score will stay right where it is. Now listen, now no kick from 50-plus is a gimme, but here you're indoors in a dome. You'd think ideal conditions.
Yeah, and it's one that he would expect himself to make, not just us expecting him to make it. Over the years, my theory is very simple. The athletic ability of kickers continues to get better and better. Check their background. They were all county, all state, at other positions, not just soccer players. These guys expect themselves to be great as well.
1st down, Minnesota.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. A first carry now for Dalvin Cook. And he'll get 4 here down to the 35-yard line.
Ball carrier.
End result of that one, a nice 4-yard gain. So you can use that to set up your play-action game, or you can come right back and continue to run the football because as an offensive play caller, you're on schedule and feeling pretty good about your next couple of calls.
Off the play fake, Huntley. This one brought in by Jefferson. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 14. A gain there of 21 yards.
First down, Vikings.
First red zone chance now for the Vikings. It's 1st and 10 at the 14. They'll let the QB keep it here off the option. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. It's their quarterback. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Vikings are an extra point away from tying this thing up.
That ties.
Bailey got the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. The defensive end, Daniil Hunter, drops him.
There's a lot of discussion in the offseason about him having a big year and getting to the quarterback. They held him without a sack in week 1, but how about here? Finally gets his first one of the season.
In the offseason, said he changed his diet, leaner, feels so good this year. Excited to see what type of a season he can have. On 2nd down, Swift. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
It'll be a 41-yard punt, give them 5 on the return. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown. Now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
And they'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
2nd and 4 at the 40-yard line.
Off the option, he'll try and run with it. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. These two teams all tied after 1. From the gun on 3rd down. Huntley. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
This is taken at the 15. 7 yards on the return after a punt of 39. And the Lions will take over.
22-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet.
The Vikings after it, and they get there for the sack. Danielle Hunter, his second sack of the night.
Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big, but sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
Typically a blitz, and even though people think that the screen operates against the blitz, if you have the blitz called and you still cover the screen, now that allows your blitzers to get there.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 16, and he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Coaches preach all the time about opportunities and taking advantage of them, and he did exactly that. I used to have the coach tell us all the time, a lost opportunity is never regained. Well, no regrets here. He picked that one off and took it to the house.
Extra point up and good by Bailey, and that makes the score 14-7. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Stafford here coming off his pick six. Wide open receiver complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
At the 42.
Stafford on first down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Trevor Williams with a pick. There he goes left side. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So now 2 pick sixes that he's thrown in this first half of play. Where do you go from here?
Well, number one, make sure you keep your poise. Make sure you go to the sideline after throwing this second one, and you look like you're still in charge, that you're still the guy, because your team's going to feed off of you. And if you're having your hands on your head or shaking your head and walking with your head down, guess what? They're not going to rally at all.
Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
Over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Stafford and the Lions now have it first and 10 at their own 22. They'll start on the ground with Swift. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
From the 29, Stafford. And that's incomplete.
Well, they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with him. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
The Lions on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. And Stafford for the 3rd time is intercepted. Picked up by Mike Hughes. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line.
Boy, Brandon, that's what I'd call an ill-advised pass right there on 3rd down. I mean, you just need a yard or two to keep the drive going. Instead, he's trying to hit a home run. You've got to really like your chances if you're going to take a shot like that.
On first down, Huntley looking for his tight end Rudolph, and it's intercepted. Picked by Tracy Walker, and to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. The CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
After the interception, here's Stafford.
That's complete to Swift out of the backfield.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. On 1st and 10, Stafford. And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49. Danielle Hunter bringing the pressure yet again. That's his 3rd sack here tonight. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the first down sack. Stafford. And that one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football here. Nearly a 4th pick. And it's 3rd down.
The scoreboard tells the story for him, a little bit bleak. And while it's not quite desperation time yet, it's definitely getting close. But the defense reads the scoreboard as well. They're going to back up and make them really earn it.
3rd and long. It's Stafford. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield. Complete. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. They'll wind up with 17 on that one, but they're still a bit short here for 4th. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. Do you like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
Here we go on 4th. Stafford. And that is going to be incomplete. It looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Vikings defense is going to get the football back. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And 2 interceptions thrown here in this first half. You hear it, no matter the sport, they say the great athletes, they can kind of have a short-term memory, but that's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done, but I played with a guy who threw 2 interceptions in the first quarter of a really big game we were playing.
Johnny Unitas?
And no, not quite at that level and not at that age. But I was going for the age. I remember looking over at him, and he was smiling. And I thought, what is he smiling about? It's because he had enough confidence in himself that that was a fluke. And he went out and played pretty well the rest of the day.
On 2nd down, Cook. And he'll get 2, maybe 3 up near the 37.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. Thielen with his first catch, and it's a 1st down.
And the Vikings first down.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
And he fires one incomplete. Dalvin Cook is running back, the intended target, but it's going to be 2nd down.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10. They run the counter with Cook. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half.
Now an option play, and he'll keep it.
And he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line. They'll get a couple of yards on the keeper, but it's going to lead to a 4th down. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
Dan Bailey on for the field goal. A 46-yard attempt.
And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And they will open things up a bit more. It's 24-7. Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that. And we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Now a first down throw, Stafford. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well, incomplete.
Back to the air, Stafford on second down. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
It's 3rd and 10.
They wound up getting nothing out of that second down completion, so now here's 3rd and 10. Again, it's Stafford. Throwing deep for Galladay. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock.
Intended for Kenny Galladay. Incomplete.
And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on 4th down. They'll try it now with Swift. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, it'll be Lions football to start the second half, and they trail here as we get back underway on EA Sports.
Takes this about 5 yards deep, and the half will begin with a touchback.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And last time, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. Let's see if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game. And sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. This time, will it result in points? We'll find out. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. A shotgun snap for Stafford. Gets it quickly to Galladay. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down. Here's a throw out wide complete to his running back right side. And he'll be out of bounds is just shy of the 40. Another strong gain on the last two plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. So the ball moves from their own 41 to the other 41 here for 1st and 10.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
At the Vikings 30.
On 2nd down, Swift. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. Instead of the first, so they'll have to go backwards for another 2nd down try.
So if there is a silver lining, though, it stays 2nd down, and they still have an opportunity to pick up a first down before they have to start their downs over again.
Throwing on 1st down. Stafford, he's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And he's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. That's the score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
That's the reason we ball for. Circle round twice for the
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. This now a 10-point game, so things tightening a little bit after that last score. A run there on 1st down going nowhere as he stopped right at the 25.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. From the gun, Huntley. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 12 yards there and a 1st down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Play action. Huntley. Oh, it's caught on the right side of Smith. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 12 yards there and a 1st down.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
And he's going to get it across the midfield stripe into Lion territory. It'll be a pickup of 5 on the keeper. It's 2nd down. A little do-it-yourself run right there and a nice gain.
And I like that he knew that that was about all he was going to get, so he did a nice job of protecting himself, took care of the football, took what the defense gave him. If they continue to allow him to do that, they'll find their way taking what they can all the way to the end zone.
And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So the first interception of his career under center, and you knew it was going to happen sooner or later.
It has to. And I know he feels like the world is just tumbling down at this moment, but there's got to be some veteran somewhere, some mentor that's going to tell him, hang in there, my man. Plenty more to come. Keep firing.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball.
Yeah, why
I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Out of the gun, Stafford. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Let's see who this is on. Clearly wasn't outside of the tackle box. There's your penalty.
And accompanying that penalty, a loss of down.
So now it's 3rd and long, because remember, they also lose a down on the grounding call. From the end zone, Stafford looking deep for Gabriel. And got his man complete. And he's going to have the Lions first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory?
Strike for the football, and he's going to come down with it. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. A really nice gain of 25 yards. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play.
A lot can go wrong when you call a play like this down in the red zone, but that's where you appreciate this from your head coach. He's not afraid to trust his guys to do the right thing, and as a player, that means an awful lot.
On 2nd down now, Swift. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
3rd and goal now, mere inches from pay dirt. They will run it with Swift here. And he'll get this up awfully close to a 1st down, but by the looks of it, might be a yard shy. It'll be a gain of 5, but they do keep him out of the end zone, and now it's 4th down. Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th. They snap it to Stafford. And it is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. A 1-yard touchdown reception. And the Lions have got it back to a 1-score game.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury, and it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run. He finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
At their own 19-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Their lead down to a field goal now as they start with a 1st and 10. They start the drive with Cook. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Back now at Ford Field. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. It's been a very hotly contested game at this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
And it's 3rd down.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Operating from the gun. Huntley. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
Colquitt on to kick as he sends it away. A 40-yard punt give him 3 on the return, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a fourth quarter lead. And able to use his blockers to get this up over the 40. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
They'll stay on the ground with Swift. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
I really like what he did there, because he took his practice work and converted it to game action, because he used his hands, got off the block, worked laterally and stayed to the outside, and finished off the runner for a loss.
From the gun on 3rd down, Stafford. They're looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. And he's going to have the Lions first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
The ball carrier.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now. Hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
Now left side on the swing pass. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense, because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
On 3rd down, Stafford looking deep for Gabriel. Oh, he almost intercepted it. They're just forcing it into too many tough spots. That was almost a 4th pick of the game. And now 4th down. So here comes the veteran Matt Prater in a big spot in this ballgame. On the left hash, officially it's called a 51-yard attempt. And this one is right down Broadway. And in the 4th quarter, this game is tied. I tell you, the life of a kicker. He has not been called on the entire game. He's over there by the net, but they send him out here in the 4th quarter and say, hey, go tie the game, will you? And guess what? He comes through.
I just don't know how they do it. I really don't. These cats are a different breed from you and me. That's a pressure kick, but that one was never in doubt.
A lane opens here. He's past the 30.
Well, so much for the worry about how they would be after losing their lead. What a big-time return to seize the momentum back.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And we essentially have a brand new ball game. After that last field goal has tied us all up, we brace for what should be an exciting rest of this 4th quarter. And able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
At the 47-yard line.
Here's the option. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And finally, down at the 36-yard line. Well, I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react, even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL. They're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh, my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
They run on first down as they're able to get this forward for about 4. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 6.
On the ground, it's Cook. And he's got some space here. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Vikings are going to take the lead.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
And Rhino getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble and bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27.
27-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
And now, after the touchdown a moment ago, they work from behind in a 7-point game in this fourth quarter. Plenty of time on the clock.
And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
On 2nd and 12, Stafford. We'll get a one-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They face a critical 3rd down now, needing a score here in the late going.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
On 4th down, Stafford. He's going to let it fly. And crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked up by Mike Hughes. Count them now, 6 interceptions between last week and this week. Now, the 3 picks last week helped him to a win. They're in the driver's seat once more.
And they're the ones that are doing all the leading, aren't they? Right? The 3 interceptions last week, that led to a victory. 3 interceptions so far in this game, that has them out in front. We often think of the offense driving things. In this case, it's the defense, not just holding teams, but creating big plays for themselves.
Another yard would probably put this thing in the books. It's 2nd and 1. They run the counter. It's Cook. He's got the 1st down and more inside the 40. The 20. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a 2-score game. You're inside of 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go,
This is taken in. It's complete. And they only get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. That's good for 28 yards. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is caught. Touchdown. Wait a second here. Flag down. Let's see if this will stand. Now Prater to add the PAT. And that'll cut the lead down now to a touchdown.
Makes the score Vikings 38.
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. So still a little over 40 seconds to go. Time enough to put a drive together if they can get this onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. And they take a knee.
Well, Brandon, they're getting to 2-0, and this time they're able to take a knee at the end and secure the victory.
Preseason, coach said their goal, they obviously want to win everything. He said, I think we can get off to a 3-0 start. Well, here they are looking at 2-0 right now. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. And you've got to say, CD, it was the defense who had a big part in the W.
No, without question. When you force 4 turnovers, you get to enjoy the spoils of victory, don't you? It's rare that you force 4 turnovers and lose a ball game. That's almost unheard of. They carried this one home. You talk about celebrating with each other and being in a position where going forward, all you think about is, let's get 5 next time. They're going to be on the hunt.